Hi, and welcome to Identities with Mashayamombe, your podcast that talks about social, economic, and current affairs, including everything in between. And today we want to talk about, we're going to continue with the conversation we started, the conversation about self belief, but also to say, okay, if you answered and you said, you lack self-belief, or you have self-belief, or you're skeptical, or you're optimistic about self-belief. To be honest, let me break the news for you. Nobody's coming to save you. No one is coming. You got yourself. Of course, you've got the support of your family, your friends, us here on the social media or whatever that you can get help from. But fundamentally speaking, you gotta have to have self-belief. You gotta have to want to change your life. So I'm referring to the previous podcast where I was asking everyone to take a moment to think about whether they believe in themselves or they do not. And I asked you guys to do an exercise on your own to say, do you have self-belief or do you not have self-belief? To start where you are, so that you know if you do not have self-belief and you're honest with yourself, it then enables you to start from somewhere. It enables you to then say, where do I need help? And guess what? Majority of the help is actually on the internet, including this podcast. But there's so many resources that you can use. Once you realize that you do not believe in yourself, but if you think that you agree with me that a lot of people have put defenses to not believe in themselves, and then they've started calling other people vakaromba, or they are using mutis or other gimmicks to be successful. You are actually robbing yourself of years or opportunities to learn from others. And you have to renew your mind. You have to change your mind. You have to actually begin to believe that you can if you want to be. And I do remember that I did talk about success being different for different people. For somebody, it's just the ability to pay their rent house. For another person, it's the ability to buy that stand, or to begin to build that stand, or to get a job, or to start off that project. We need to realize that we're at different stages of life, and we will define success differently. On this podcast, what I call empowerment is your ability to change your life, to change your circumstances, to move from the place where you are to another place where you can be. And so I decided that would depart from you reflecting on self-belief, because you can't do things that you don't believe in. You can't be where you have not imagined or seen. So if you do not believe that you can change your life, then there's no point. Apana pekutangira, atina pekutangira tukupesa time. My invitation for you to actually mentally accept that you can change, you can transform your life, and or maybe to just start from a place where you say, I want to transform my life. I want to change. I want to take my family to another level. I want to move us from a position of vulnerability that we are. Maybe you depend on other people, hand-me-downs, or you are staying with other people and in a situation which you do not like. Or maybe you've become a burden for other people. I know African families can be very difficult looking after somebody else, and it ruins relationships, it strains relationships. Maybe you're older, you're now older than you should be, depending on other people. So I'm talking to a person right now who says, I want to change my life. I want to be able to depend on myself. I want to go to that holiday. I want to fly. I want to, whatever it is, step by step. So today's conversation is going to be about, you can start where you are. So the point is, start where you are. I did say that nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to bring you $1,000,000 or a loan. Maybe you don't even qualify to get a loan. And you're typing, and let me just start by addressing one of the things that has really brought us backwards, even as Zimbabweans or Africans. The feeling that, the tendency to be keyboard warriors. Like, you use your keyboard, whether it's on your phone or it's on your computer, to complain about, authorities or the many things that are not working. And yet, there's so many things that we could do. Yes, it's important for us to speak out. It's important for us to have a voice. But what are we doing? My conversation with you today, I will bring conversations about, holding authorities accountable, changing, being the change, being the voice. But you can begin somewhere. We have the power as well as individuals to want to change and transform our own lives, to want to change and transform the lives of our families. So I am inviting you to start where you are. And someone can say, "Oh, Nyari, you don't understand my problems. I just came from Kumusha right now, from my rural home, or I'm just saying I have nothing," but you've got $1 that you managed to buy airtime. Start from there. There are many opportunities online right now. There are many things that are constructive that we can do to begin to earn. I remember in one of the episodes, I shared about how I grew up Kumusha, and I was assisted by my siblings to go to college and do everything. But I had determined in my mind, when I was coming from my rural home, that after having passed my O-levels, that if my family or siblings fail to pay school fees for me at college or wherever I'm supposed to advance myself, marriage was never going to be an scapegoat. A lot of women, you escape into marriage to run away from your problems, to run away from self-empowerment. I want to put a disclaimer that marriage is not bad. Marriage at the right time with the right person can be beautiful, right? But I'm talking about those who marry for the wrong intentions. So I do know of a number of people who do dubious things, bad things, not just women, men as well, who sometimes end up with sugar mummies, whatever it is that's compromising you. For me, I determined in my heart that I was never going to take the route of marriage to be able to escape my problems. I always believed that I wanted to make it in life. I wanted to have to have financial independence. I wanted to have a life of my own, to not depend on somebody else. So to that effect, I'd said if my siblings failed to pay for my school fees, I was going to take a housemaid job. I was prepared to work for 2 years, 3 years to raise my school fees. And I think as young people, as people right now, we sometimes lack self-drive to be able to go for the things we believe in, to start where we are. So when I said start where you are, perhaps you don't have that capital. You need to go and work for somebody else. Whether you're a housemaid or an assistant, a construction assistant, whatever it is, you need to want to change your life so bad, and you should be prepared to start from bottom. I think the challenge that we have as young people sometimes, or as people sometimes, we're competing with people whose stories we don't know. We're competing with people who have put in the hours. We want to fake it online, and we're forgetting that time is passing us by. We don't know where this is going to go, where the digital print is still going to keep paying people. If you're able to be paid online, that's another point. If you are online, find ways to be paid. So long as you remain with some dignity intact, so long as you are also thinking forward, so long as you're going to also think about, should you get a formal employment, will you be proud of what you're doing online? But there are digital opportunities. There are opportunities to be housemaids, to be assistant, whatever. Or to start with even $5 or $10 to start ordering some tomatoes to sell by the roadside, to start grinding, start hustling. So today's lesson is, let's start where we are. Let's not look at those who are making thousands of millions and say, oh, I want to start there. They real millionaires are people who started somewhere from where they were. They built little by little and they got where they are going, or they got somewhere. And so my invitation to you, if you want to significantly change your life, is for you to start where you are. Start with your own autonomy. Start with looking for opportunities that can open doors for you. Talk to people, learn from people, meet up people, be positive about other people's success. However, start from where you are. Start from the bottom. Have the attitude that wants to learn. Have the attitude that wants to be supportive of other people. Do not be that person who is entitled. I spoke about it last time. Do not be that person who, when you get an opportunity, is finicky, is not appreciative, has got a bad attitude. You don't work hard. You like the idea of having a job and you actually cannot work. That's recipe for just being a keyboard warrior or moving around bad-mouthing people who are working hard. So my invitation to you today is, start where you are. Tengesa madomasi sha. Woda. Ruka, dzidzira kuruka maoko. Go and be a darker boy. Do something. Work for a relative. And when you're working for someone, do it as unto the Lord. Do work well so that people can support you. I hope that you found this episode very helpful. I want to hear from you. Please do comment, comment, and share, and hit that follow button. Invite others to follow our page. Invite your friends. Let's have this together. And also, I would like to invite you to subscribe and let us know what you want us to talk about. If you've got a question, your comments, you're welcome. You feel free. Bring your truth, so long as you're respectful. Let's learn from each other. Until next time, have a good one.